Hello, everyone, and welcome to Good Friends Better Rivals. This is Starting 11. I'm Adelia. That's Snark. We talk about the Premier League on this show, and I'm not happy.
I think you're in a better position than some of us
I
on
mean,
this panel.
yes, Arsenal's in a better position than Chelsea is for sure,
Mm.
but I'm not happy.
Well, yeah, honestly, there's reason for concern, and I don't know where it starts with Arsenal. Just a lack of desire just to put this thing to bed. Like these guys should
Yeah,
not be sitting back. Like they got taught a
no,
lesson. Like you would think in the FA Cups about what happens when you sit back. You got to go forward. You got to try and score in this league still. Like, you guys went up
yep,
so fast, so quick, and then just decided, you guys aren't the Invincibles. The Invincibles managed to do it, no problem. Get up to such a high spot and stuff like that. And then
yes, this is
if
this
you tie
is
a bunch
not
going
the
in, who cares?
Invincibles.
No.
This is not the
So,
Invincibles.
yeah, you guys started going the week 9 up on City, the top of the league. Cherries are coming into town. They haven't lost a match since losing to Arsenal in the I believe it was the first week of the year, like 2026, like that first weekend.
Yeah,
Now, no Saka for you guys. Eze was on the bench as well. Gab Martinelli decided to be put in on the left wing.
yep,
Now, Justin Clifford didn't play for Bournemouth, so I guess it all evens out. You know what I
mm-hmm.
mean? It took about go ahead.
I just want to say, all the people who said we just called our players back from international duty because they weren't really injured can go fuck themselves
Well,
because they very
maybe a
clearly
couple,
are
but
still injured.
some of them were definitely hurt. But
Some of them
uh,
were precautionary, but
yeah,
come on.
yep, yeah. There's something nagging at Saka once again. Now, 17 minutes go by in this match without a shot on net for either team, and then it's
Yeah.
Ryan Christie. It was a really nice ball into the box. Adrian Trufair is gonna get a pass deflected by Saliba, and you can tell as soon as it goes off his foot, hands in the air. He's like, "Oh, he's just praying that thing goes out." But no, it doesn't quite make it all the way. Junior Krupi
Mhm.
is gonna jump up and knock it in. Junior Krupi, that's his 10th goal of the year. He's the first
Yeah.
teenager to do that since Robbie Keane in 99 2000.
Which is
Just
crazy to
two,
think about.
yeah, considering some of the, well, I think this also might be in his first year. I think it's the first year teenager
First
because,
year teenager.
yeah, and then he's two off of the record, shared by Keane and Robbie Fowler. There's a name going back for you Liverpudlian folks.
Yep.
Ryan Christie now also going to factor in. He had the nice play to set up the goal. He's going to factor in on the equalizer here for Arsenal. And it's Gabriel with a shot in close to the net. Goes really high. Fortunately for him, so is Ryan Christie's arm was up like this, deflects off. Now, you've seen calls not like you don't. There's times you see that not given as a handball
Mhm.
just because of proclivity and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
sometimes against Chelsea, let's say they also say it's in a weirdly natural position. This was the correct call.
Yes.
I don't care how close you were. His arm was like this and it hit it. Even if he was
Yes, I
aiming
agree.
for it, who
This was a
cares?
correct call.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that,
it's not just because Arsenal was the one that got the penalty. No, this was just a correct call for once.
this is not a natural position. This is
No, it's
trying to
not.
gain. This is trying to make yourself bigger. So it
Yeah.
doesn't. I don't care if you're a centimeter away. Don't put your arm out like that. Now, it's going to be up to your boy Yokeresh. Run up
Mhm.
there and score. He will. And it's the only real time in the first half that it gets the crowd excited. The only shot you guys
Yeah.
had on target in the first half. You guys
Yeah.
were better in the second half. But still, just like the shots coming in from well out, there was no real testing of the keeper at all. Uh, and then it just seems to a couple of mistakes. seem to creep up on you, and that's it. It's in
Mhm.
the 6th minute, and the winner's going to come from Evan Alex Scott's boot. Evan Nilsson is going to get a toe to a David Brooks pass, and it seems like he misses it, and which he probably does. But there's a fortunate bounce here for Scott because it falls directly into
It
his
does.
backboard's net,
Yeah.
and yeah, the defenders weren't there. I don't think they were. They
Defenders weren't there. Raya had no chance. Like,
where Brooks puts that pass, it should have been intercepted. It's just that little toe that just changed things up and stuff like that. Ryan, he gets to the top of the box. He's a hammer that thing. He had acres aim at. It's a good goal. Makes it 2-1. Makes things, a little uncomfortable. I guess you could say over in North
um,
London right now. It's just Scott's third goal. Arsenal 10 corners in the match. Just the 3 shots on. They were really complaining to get a corner very late. Problem was the ball went in out off of a Arsenal player to go off Jerry at all.
yeah.
But they were still going bananas for it. Anyways, that first half is what killed them. Just the disinterest
Yeah,
in keeping up. They were much better in the second half, but it was too late.
I agree that they were better in the second half. I don't know what's going on with the team. I mean, not
It's a lot of
having
pressure. That's
Saka.
22 years of pressure on you guys. It's a
Well,
lot.
it's not just 22 years of pressure. It's also having 8, 9 point leads in a lot of the last 4 seasons
Yeah.
that they just give up. Um, and yeah, I don't know. Um,
Things
I
are
don't know
still
what
gonna
to
have to
say about
break bad
this.
for you. You're gonna have things will have to break bad for you guys
But
still,
not
but
necessarily because
yeah, there's a
because
big
we
match
play
coming up.
City we play City next week.
Hmm.
We have to get something out of that game. If City wins that game, the lead's down to 3 points, and City still has their game against Crystal Palace in hand.
Yeah, and spoiler alert, that's because they defeated Chelsea. We'll talk about that in 1 second because you know what? I didn't even care. Like I will get into it in 1 second. One thing I wanted to mention before we get
Mhm.
off of this match, of course, the news coming out today that Alphonse Areola confirmed he's out of there. He's had enough.
Yeah, it's Andoni Iriola,
And I'm
and
like, and faults, for God's sakes, yeah,
yeah,
Anthony.
um, I don't. I was a little surprised by that, but
He'd been fighting for more money for a while, and I guess they just couldn't get things to meet. Now, there's also this one
mhm.
spot that may be open up, in the there's a big club that might be looking for a manager. Plus, he has
uh,
ties back in Spain. For the club
yes,
he played for, he might have a spot there and stuff like that too. He's proven what he
mhm,
can. He's with the Cherries, he's proven. You take guys away,
mhm,
he can still have them compete. He's proven he's a good coach, so he should be in high demand. Maybe he looks for a little bit
yes,
more power while he's there too, like have his guys come in and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens to Areola. It's good luck. I was watching some pundits talk about him at Chelsea, and I said, why would he go to Chelsea? Why would anybody? They're not. He's not in charge. He will never be in charge. He's a scapegoat for guys that hide behind a desk. When they
yeah.
coach there, and then they do a ridiculous thing and hire a kid. You know what I mean? And I could say kid. He's actually younger than me, little brat. Anyways, want to talk about Chelsea? Okay.
Yeah, let's talk about Chelsea and then we'll do the poll.
Yes, we'll take care of the pool after this. After we've talked about the two combatants in said pool. Now, you think because Chelsea was taking on City on my birthday, mind you, at the bridge, that they'd have a little bit of more fire in their belly. Listen, let's get this one for the snark. Enough is enough of this fooling around here, folks. But well, we'll talk.
Mhm.
We'll see. First half, they actually competed. Enzo, of course, sitting out because Liam Senior has to show what a disciplinarian he is. To see you can sit
Mhm.
out your vice captain during basically a gimme game in the FA Cup quarters. You don't sit him out against frickin' Man City. What are you thinking, like, enough's enough.
I
What kind of
know.
point are you making? He was saying stuff in the heat of the moment. He's a passionate guy. Whatever. Mark Cucurella almost scores. Well, does score in the first half. What is it, about 16 minutes in or something like that? Called off outside by a smidgen. By a
Mm-hmm.
smidgen. But I will say it's the linesman has actually put the flag down. He was correct. So I don't care, if how close it was. If the referees make a correct call on the pitch, I'm fine with it. If that
Mm-hmm.
that flag would have went down and he wasn't, I would have been going bananas, bananas, because he can't do anything about it after he puts the flag down. Now,
Yes.
yeah, then the second half comes. It doesn't start off great. Immediately, Chelsea's inviting pressure. Takes till the 51st minute when Ryan Cherky finds Nico O'Reilly's head. The Chelsea defense stands still. City works. Chelsea
Mm-hmm.
waits. He finds Nico O'Reilly's head of all people. It's a 1-0 game. It only takes 6 other minutes for Ryan Cherky to take the ball, basically do a tour of the 18-yard box, then find one of our own in acres of space. Mark Gahey is just sitting there. No one's around him. He can walk in. He can score a goal for City, which is ridiculous to say at the bridge. It's 2-0. Then
Yeah.
finally, in 68th minute, Jeremy Doku decides Moises Caicedo isn't trying hard enough. He's just going to nick that ball from him in the about 25 yards away from goal. Run in, easily score. It's 3-0. And that's it. Pep gets to show the young whippersnapper that maybe having one tactic for every team, not smart. Pep Guardiola team has 63% of the ball. They had, what was it, 17, 18 shots. They had 8 on target. They rattled Chelsea. And most of the second half, when they just decided, we're still in this title race. What are these punks doing? Just took
Yeah.
over. They just absolutely took over. Somehow Chelsea still has a European spot. They've only won 2 of their last 8 matches, and one was against friggin' Wolves, for God's sakes. And this is not counting like the FA Cup stuff, like Hull. You know what I mean? What
Yeah.
was the other one? Millwall. God damn. So, yeah, Chelsea still somehow is in line for a Europa spot. Also, if they somehow can beat Leeds and then somehow defeat, uh, I guess it would be City in the finals, they can get a European spot. That'd be fine. Haven't beaten City since we beat them for the Champions League all those seasons ago. What is that now? 4 seasons ago? 5 seasons ago? It seems like forever. It just seems like forever. So, City now, just the 6 points back of Arsenal. And what a huge matchup coming up between these two. You guys gonna go see them?
I'm telling you now, I'm not watching that game. Not live. I'll be way too nervous about the whole thing and probably
Mm-hmm.
when my anxiety takes over, it'll make me feel sick, and I'm not going through that this weekend.
Smart.
Um, our friend Ferris, I had not seen the result of the Chelsea and City game.
Mm-hmm.
And our friend Ferris, well, we were on the Masters watch along that we did on the channel on Sundays. So thank you to everyone who checked that out and subscribed during it. He said, we got some great news today out of the Premier League. And I was like, please tell me it's that Chelsea beat City. No, it was the Tottenham result. I was like,
Yeah,
that's not what I wanted you to say, Ferris.
it's
It's
pretty
just
fun.
not what I wanted you to say.
It's pretty fun.
Um, I don't know, man. It's all about hitting form at the right time in championship races. And you can't deny that City is the one who's in form right now.
Nope.
I
They're
don't
the
know
but there's
what's.
just so much experience in winning. They know what to do. They've
Yeah.
they've chased down teams before. And it's a shadow. It's a big lurking shadow
It's not
until
even that
until
they've chased
until they're
down
dropped.
teams before. It's they've chased down Arsenal so many times since we started the show 4 years ago. Like, I can't handle this happening again.
The deduction's going to come after the season too, which is going to be bananas.
It's gonna,
Bananas. You might get awarded
yeah.
it posthumously. I say posthumously like you guys died, but maybe
It
somebody
feels
died.
like our
Maybe
season
somebody
has
died inside.
died, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, it's well, we're not getting much of a race considering the points scored. We got a two horse race. A bunch
Mm-hmm.
of teams filled in the middle that can figure out like Bournemouth, like 12th, 11th, or 12th, or the three back of Chelsea, four back of Chelsea, and six. So anything can change. It's all about goal differentials and stuff like that. And Chelsea used to have a huge lead. Now it's down. They've only have a 10 goal difference and stuff like that. So where Chelsea could fall into this back half of the league, which is bananas. It's absolutely bananas. What
It
a
is.
shit show
I
they've
saw
done over there.
a report today too that Liam Senior they're keeping him for next season,
They
and I was
say
like,
that for
why?
everybody. They say that for
I
everybody.
know, but
Oh,
like there
he's
seems to be
never
a
had
lot of those
he's never
reports.
had a training camp. He's never had a training camp. Yeah, he will be gone within 6 weeks of next season. I can guarantee you, if they keep him, they're gonna go, oh boy, this is not working. I hope it does.
Yeah.
I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm just, I'm as good as predicting what happens to coaches for Chelsea as it is for predicting what happens in the sleeper apps, and we'll get to that later. But yeah, he's just not Chelsea. He isn't Chelsea. Like everyone can feel it. The only people that can't, the people that actually get to make the decisions, but they're not Chelsea either. These are just
Yeah.
suits. There's no heart in this, and a couple of guys that did good. Not even good. We're middling in Germany.
Yeah.
Ridiculous, ridiculous. Look at this club.
Um
Absolutely awful.
yeah, I don't know what's going on upstairs, but if you hear a bunch of banging around, I apologize for that.
Mm,
Um we are going to put poll in the chat.
mm.
Let me hit start poll right now. Who do you think wins the title? Arsenal or Man City? You guys vote on that. We'll reveal the results at the end of the show if we get any votes. So,
Very good.
I have a feeling it's going to be Man City that wins that poll, but we will see.
Arsenal
Um,
hasn't made many fans this year the way they've played. That's for sure. And I don't.
I
But
know, but
I don't. I don't. If anybody still likes Man City, then shame on you. This is the
yeah,
race to the bottom for this poll, if you ask me.
yeah,
Of course,
absolutely.
I have no fighting interest in this, as Chelsea stinks. They absolutely stink and aren't
Yeah,
aren't gonna matter when it comes down to it. Anyways, let's move on before
let's move on.
I
Yeah,
start hitting myself in the head with my phone. Okay, let's start off. He mentioned something about Spurs. Let's start with the game that set up a certain situation that's happening also in North London. West Ham got to take on Wolves.
this was like surprising to me.
This was surprising to me too because we had forgotten to do the sleeper apps when we did the World Cup, and then when the match started, I was like, "Oh no, the sleepers!" And I couldn't get to this match. I would have picked West Ham, and I would have actually gotten three correct. I think out of this. Arsenal gonna choke so bad. Well, we'll
They
see.
might, they
There,
might,
there's a
and then
possibility.
I will like tear my hair out.
Yeah, when 4 years ago, when Blue Coat took over, my hair was jet black, blacker than this sweater does. Look what has happened. Look what's happened. All right, I'm only 31 years old now. Back to the match. West Ham taking on Wolves at London Stadium. And if they're going to stay up, they need to pick up the scraps against teams like Wolves. Even though Wolves have played better in the calendar year. They've
Mm-hmm.
actually competed. They've come up with some surprising wins out of nowhere. Now, West Ham said, "Whoa, enough. Enough. They're just going to take care of business. They do it easily. 4-0. They got 2 braces. And maybe just from the four goals, maybe the most amount of letters ever used in a box score, because we're gonna get a brace from Konstantinos Mavropanos,
Yep.
sandwiching a brace from Valentino Castajonas, and even though it's
Yeah, that's a
LL,
lot
it's
of
a
letters.
Jonas. Also, you know, and a lot of pets floated around when they had to say those names all the time and stuff like that too. Now, loss, of course, it doesn't do anything for Wolves. They're gonna finish at the bottom. Doesn't matter if they finish second from the bottom. They're leaving the Premier League. It's their goodbye tour for poor Wolverhampton Wanderers.
Yep.
But the win pushed West Ham 2 points ahead of Spurs into safety, and the
Yes.
first time they've been safe in quite a while. And this is what set up the match Sunday at the Stadium of Light. Spurs going in with maybe the new manager bounce, because they did something we feared and dreaded, and they got rid of Igor Tudor. They
They had
brought it.
no choice but to
Of
do
course they, of
this.
course they had no choice, but didn't mean that they could have just held on to him for the season, start again in the championship. It would have been fine. Who they bring
Yeah, but
in?
yeah.
Who they bring in is Roberto De Zerbi, of Brighton fame, and famously a flash out in the French league. The thing with De Zerbi is, and this is what a lot of pundits were saying, he plays a pretty complex style. It takes a while to get used to. They've got 6 games to stay safe. These guys made a,
It's
a poor
it's
decision
it's
again.
not happening.
Yeah, it's pretty awful. They do give him 5 years on his term though, so
Mhm.
supposedly he's all for it. Like if the unthinkable happens and they drop down, oh, just saying it, just saying it. It makes me feel like that dog from the what is it, Yogi Bear cartoons or whatever, and he's floating in the air so happy. Anyways,
Wow, I haven't thought about the Yogi Bear cartoons in a long time.
now if he's gonna be there to try and bring them back up, it'll be the most one of those. Is it the most expensive stadium ever not in a top flight league? Over there in Tottenham Hotspur's stadium. Anyways,
It's gotta be up there if it's not the most.
yeah, it's a. But they'll get the Jacksonville Jaguar games still, so that'll be good. Now, 21st
Hey, it
minute.
makes that club some money. They might actually have to spend some of it to get back to the Premier
I,
League.
I do I do like the term the nickname that Jacksonville has in the NFL with the Union Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, 21st minute, penalty awarded to Spurs. Rob Jones, very like he even takes his time before pointing at the spot. Kolomuani gets dropped in the box. Now, turns out VAR clearly shows not only did Moani or not touch the ball first. Omar Aldrate touches the ball first. Kolomuani steps on his ankle. Yeah, like if anything, you could have given a yellow card to Moana. You can't do that off VAR. If
Yeah.
Andretti would have made a bigger deal of it, maybe he could have gotten a red because it's direct to the ankle. It's not great. Anyways, they revised the penalty. VAR works in this instant. Now, each
Shocking.
each keeper do a pretty good job. They had what's his name? Was it Antonin Kinsey in for Spurs? I don't know what happened to Vic
Kinski, I think.
Kinsky. That's it. I don't know what happened to Vicario in this one. Didn't care to know. You know,
I don't know either.
anything to make him even that bit weaker. Although I don't know if Vicario's even, a mighty strength that they have as they whittle around the circle, the bottom of the bowl here. Anyways, he made some good saves. Brobby in close late on. There's also a couple of missed chances on both ends and stuff like that. They each have a couple of tries, a couple of wide misses. But The goal comes 61st minute. It's Nordi Mukiele. He's outside the box. It takes a huge deflection of Mickey Van Ven. What is it? Like it skies up in the air and then comes down. Yeah, Kinsey doesn't move. He's frozen after the thing deflects. I don't know if he'd be able to make it because it falls into the other side of the net. Anyways, he would have been have to been Spider-Man or whatever to go get it in time. That's the goal. But not the end of the story here for Spuds, even though they don't score, they come close and stuff like that. Sure. What was it? 78th minute, something like that. In the Spurs box. Brian Broby's going to nudge Christian Romero. I don't think he pushes him. He doesn't give him a shove. But his hand is definitely on his back. He may go like this. I think Romero's looking for a call and jumps into Kinski. What happens next is those guys are down on the ground, Kinski and Romero, for over 10 minutes. Turns out when Romero went jumping, he did something to his ACL, I guess. He's crying as he leaves the pitch. Some of the TalkSport guys in London said he's crying because it looks like he might not be able to play for Argentina in the World Cup. He's not crying because of Spurs, and he's their goddamn captain. That's the Spurs. Yeah. That's how people think of this team now. Kinski.
Yeah, he's definitely probably out for the rest of the Premier League season.
He's gone.
Remains
we'll see.
Beyond that.
A couple more months until World Cup. So we'll see if he makes it back. But if it's it's an ACL, it's a pretty tough injury to come back from 2 months. Kinski ends up getting a cut. Like I thought maybe he was faking a bit too, because they come out with a humongous bandage and wrap this thing around his head. It looked like he was from the Revolutionary War, but you could see like he had blood caked to his hair and stuff like that. I'm surprised they even let him stay in the match. Yeah. Why didn't they have him switched out at least to get cleaned up? And the blood's in his hair, for God's sakes. And anyways, they play like they were supposed to. They add on 12 minutes. They play for almost 14 minutes of extra time. The crowd getting a little restless towards the end, but yeah, the Black Cats survive. They are 10th spot. Spurs are gonna finish the week in 18th spot. This could be happening. This would be bananas. This would be bananas.
It would be bananas, but I think it probably is happening. I don't see where they're gonna get a win, especially with like some of the players that they don't have right now.
Yep.
Roberto De Zerbi came in, and his press conference, I think it was after the match, he said his job isn't to change Tottenham's style of play. And like, it kind of is.
That's good. I hope he doesn't.
I mean, I agree, but it kind of is your job to change Tottenham's style of play, because the style of play they have just is not working this year at all. I think that I read an article on ESPN by Ryan O'Hanlon that said they basically built this team off of analytics, but all the analytics were bad. And so now they've got this horrible team that's heading for relegation. And this was the most enjoyable portion of the weekend for me, as far as like the Premier League goes. The Arsenal stuff aside, this is what I'm paying attention to now.
Yeah. Maybe the most important relegation fight in the last. Who knows how long? Since Villa won it.
Yeah. I'm gonna look at what their upcoming games are.
I just took a look.
Just for the hell of it.
Fun fact: in 5 match weeks, they're at Chelsea. There's a chance that Chelsea could put the nail in their coffin. Oh, what a day that would be! It'd be like when we took their Premier League from them. Oh, what a day that was! Eden Hazard, and we only tied the match. But Harry Kane's face, Poch's face. Oh, there it is again. The dog is floating. The dog is floating. All right.
So they've got Brighton at
Yeah.
home.
Mm-hmm.
Then this weekend. Then they've got away to Wolves,
Must win.
away to
Must
Villa,
win. See,
at home to Leeds,
that one's tough.
away to
Leeds will tell you too.
Chelsea, home to Everton on the final day of the season.
Yeah, they might be out of it before then.
They
There's a
might be.
chance they could be out of it before then. Depends on what Forest does. They're only 3 points up. West Ham, of course, just the 2 points up. These guys
Yeah.
need to put some things together, but you got to think the belief has to be with those clubs. Even
It
with
has to
Forest,
be.
Forest played. We'll get into the Forest game in a second. I'll just wait for the Forest game. We'll talk about it in a minute.
Okay.
But yeah, the belief should be there. We'll come most more exciting match, or not exciting, but entertaining matches of the week was Brentford and Everton. Each team take a point from this. It only takes 76 seconds for the first action to happen. Sade runs into the box. Jordan Pickford a little too eager to make a play, catches his foot. He goes down. It's an easy penalty to award. Igor Thiago's going to step up. He's going to score. That's 20 goals on the campaign for Thiago. Not long, then later on, 26 minutes. It's not long after Beto misses a very good chance in close. They're going to get another shot. Keane Lewis Potter has the ball by his own 18-yard box, between the 18-yard box and the corner flag. And he's going up against Jack O'Brien. And he's pushing against, and he's doing that push against, push against, push against. O'Brien has
Mm-hmm.
his arm draped on him. And then Lewis Potter decides to fall. And
Yeah.
I will say this. The referee was Fry Hallam, and he did an excellent job, not just here, but in the entire match. But good on you for not falling for this hokey baloney. The
Yeah.
guy drops, he leaves O'Brien open. O'Brien's going to get the ball out to Dressagay. He's going to find Beto in front, who's going to hammer header in there to tie the game at one. Pickford is going to make up for his earlier mistake. He's going to make some great saves. He makes two quick ones before halftime. 76th minute, Michael
Mm-hmm.
Coyote is going to take a shot from the top box. It's going to go in off of Thiago's tummy to give Brentford the lead once again, 2-1. They wanted them to look, VAR to look at this and stuff like that. And so for what? Like, he's well onside. It obviously it
Yeah.
doesn't hit it. It's nowhere near his arms. It hits his belly. It hits the Brazilian's belly. 21 goals for this guy this year. Unbelievable, unbelievable. And you figure they're in pretty rough shape considering who they lost over the off season. And they just keep rolling. They pick up this guy, and good for them. Good for Brentford. I don't like how close they are to Chelsea. Not only locatedly, but in the
Mm-hmm.
table, I can tell you is not a great thing for me either. But Bees can't hold the lead. 91st minute set piece. Ball played in by Nathan Collins. He's gonna ball's getting paid. Nathan Collins is gonna push Barry, like two hand push, shove. You see him
Yeah.
stumble forward. There's no call gonna be made there, which is
That's very
bananas.
strange. Yeah.
But Everton kept the ball, and again, it's Jacob Bryan taking a shot. This one gets blocked, but it goes straight to Kieran Dewsbury Hall, who scores his seventh and his 10th goal involvement, too, by the way. Good for him. I'm glad that he's a contributing member of a Premier League squad instead of just sitting on the bench and playing for Chelsea's, European Cup qualifications and stuff like that. So good for him. Each team has
Mm-hmm.
47 points now. Brentford's in seventh on a 2-goal difference. And right behind Chelsea, mind you, as well. Just a point behind, which is it's a sad thing to report. It's a sad thing to have to talk about it right here on Starting 11. Live Tuesdays, 7 o'clock. Everybody, you know what I mean. Now, moving on to the Turf Moor and poor Burnley. They're going to have a date with the Traveling Seagulls here. Aside from, they had a 6-minute goal called off because Jaden Anthony was a yard offside. That was really about it. Matchweek, of all people, the man who's scoring a brace for Brighton in this one. It's a terrific crossbox pass by Pascal Gross. Defenders are just watching. This is another team. You want to point out why, Burnley, you're not going to survive in the Premier League this year. You guys watched that ball go across. It wasn't like it was a bullet pass. It traveled the length slowly, and you just watched it go to Weaver. He's going to hammer it in. He gets a break later on when the ball falls to him outside the box. More people. Oh, sorry. This is when that second one, and I talked about Kingsley Potter just falling down. This is another case where this happens. There's a tiniest little bit of contact, and the Burnley defender just drops, looking for a cheap whistle. Give like a goal kick, but no.
Mm-hmm.
And Brighton keeps fighting to the whistles, and Weaver gets it outside the box. A one-timer, he one touches it, comes up in the air, and he absolutely hammers it into net. That's a nice goal. So Brighton are going to finish this week 9th, and Burnley 19th. And you can see why on the pitch. This was a battle of 9th and 19th. This was one team better than the other team in every facet of the game, and well, it's nice to see turf more, for a couple, second time in a couple of years, and maybe we'll see it again in a couple of years, but we won't be seeing it next year. We haven't even talked. Coventry City, it looks like, is going to be easily in. Frankie Lampard's team. How exciting is that? And he was at the bridge to watch that crap fest on Sunday, but good for Frankie.
I haven't even really paid attention to what the current championship standings look like, but I did know Coventry was on top. Yeah. They got a 10-point lead on Ipswich. Mm-hmm. Millwall and Southampton is in third. Southampton in fourth. Middlesbrough in fifth. Hull City in sixth.
Hull City moved past.
No. Okay. Hull City's 4 points ahead of Wrexham.
Yeah. Wrexham had that last playoff spot for a little while, but now maybe coming back down to earth and stuff like that. It's tough to get promoted every year. It seems
it's tough to get promoted every year, but still, I didn't have them finishing in the top 7. Did you have the championship this year? So
did you have Leicester getting demoted again? Because that's happening.
No,
that's happening.
Yeah, that's happening for sure.
So crazy.
Leicester.
They still need to build that statue before they, you know what I mean.
Yeah, Sheffield Wednesday. What happened there?
They
have one win all season.
They haven't been good for so long.
I know, but they have one win all season.
Sure, terrible.
Okay.
Yeah.
They also must have gotten a points deduction because they're on -4 points.
They've had points deductions for sure. But they deserve it. Who cares about Sheffield Wednesday? I like the Owl though. Now, back to the Premier League. Palace, Newcastle, another fun match. Palace, of course, taking on Team Jekyll and Hyde. You don't know what you're going to get from Newcastle. Yeah. So, their run in to this match, they had lost 2, they had won 2, they had lost 1, and now they're going to try and break that streak against Palace, after losing that last match to Sunderland. So, they get a couple of great saves by Aaron Ramsey in the 36 minutes. Went high, went low. He made his way around. You'd be very proud of him as an ex-Arsenal guy. They take the lead.
I don't think that's the same Aaron Ramsey that played for Arsenal.
I said Ramsdale? Anyway, take the lead through Osula, who had stretched for that pass in front. It gets blocked, but still also, this is, again, another case of, this play's over. If you would have continued on, the ball was just sitting there. The guy was on his ass. Gets up, kicks the ball in to make it a 1-0 game. It keeps that way through to the 76th minute. When the 65th minute, they make a
Mm-hmm.
substitution. Jorgen Strand Larsen gets pulled in favor, out of favor, at least by the fans, JP Mateta. Turns
Yeah.
out he has been a bit of a pariah for just saying, maybe when Crystal Palace was at their lowest, maybe he'd like to go to Italy. Maybe because he was the only
Yeah.
contributing member of the team and stuff like that. He had to hear the siren song of Italy. Well, 76 minutes, he wins some of those fans back. He heads in a Tyrick Mitchell pass pretty strongly and stuff too for the equalizer. Then in extra time, there's a long throw in. Sven Botman has a grab on Jefferson Lerma's shirt. Just a tiny grab
Mm-hmm.
like this. Lerma somehow, even though he got pulled, falls forward very slowly, very obviously. He got the call. He got the call. Ridiculous. There's
Very
no chance.
ridiculous.
There was no chance an Arsenal player would have been called for that ever. But it's not a call yeah, to decide a game in extra time because of a tug like that on a long throw in when it was so obvious the guy went to ground easy.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. That's Andy Madley in charge of that match too. A
Mm-hmm.
little, spend more time in his hair than he did paying attention to the match. It seems. Anyways, VAR doesn't intervene either because they were cowardly in this one. Mateta, assaults the corner flag again as he scores
Mm-hmm.
from the spot. Looks like everything's fine with Mateta and the Pelasian fans. They go up to 13th point. They leapfrog 13th place. They leapfrog Newcastle. Both are just now 6 points away from six, which sucks. Like,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like Chelsea's 2 wins or 2 losses away from being in the bottom half of the league, which is bananas. Here's that Forest game I was talking about. So it's at the City Ground too. Forest play pretty well. They give up some chances late. The only real chances they have because Forest are going to fall behind early before Philly even get a shot on, which they don't in the first half. It's a shot by Morgan Rogers' pass, actually, that Murillo steers into his own net in the
Mm-hmm.
22nd minute or something like that, 23rd minute. Feel bad for the guy. But he wasn't paying attention. It looked like he was looking straight into his own net instead of where his man was. Now, they make up for it. Nico Williams is going to score in the 38th minute. An absolute laser from the top of the box, low and short side. And we've said it a million times. The hardest shot to stop, low and hard on a goalkeeper. Doesn't even matter where. He was even right there. But he was at the top of the box. It's just hard and fast. It's so hard for the goalkeeper to get down. Goal
Yeah.
apiece. That's how it ends. They play an extra 60 something minutes without a goal. Now, yeah, so like you said before, Forest up by 3 points on Spurs. Spurs have the better goal differential, but it used to be a lot more. It's only one now on Forest.
Yeah.
Forest, who couldn't score to save their lives to start the year. They've gotten a
Yeah.
few goals here. Villa's going to stay in
All right.
fourth because the Premier League sucks.
Yeah. So we went through Tottenham's remaining fixtures earlier. I pulled up West Ham and Forest's. West Ham are at Crystal Palace on Monday.
It's a winnable game.
Then they host Everton.
Okay.
Then they go to Brentford. They
Hard.
host Arsenal.
It's
They
bad.
go to Newcastle. And
Hard.
last day of the season, they are visited by Leeds.
It's a tough run in. That's a
It's a tough
hard
run
run
in.
in. Yeah.
Forest's is, well, first they have to play Porto in the second leg of their Europa League tie on Thursday.
Sure.
Then they host Burnley this weekend.
Okay, that's three
Then
points.
they go to Sunderland.
All
Then they
right.
go to Chelsea.
Mm.
Then they host Newcastle. Then they go to Man United. And then they host Bournemouth on the final day of the season.
Those last three matches are tough again. Maybe Tottenham has the best schedule heading back
They
in, but
might.
But they're
But
so
Tottenham's
consistent.
playing the worst.
Yeah, yeah. Have I told you? Like, I am not even feeling sad for Conor Gallagher or Dom Solanke anymore. It's like they chose that shirt.
Yeah.
They chose that shirt. It was difficult to see them put it on and run
Mhm.
around in it, for God's sakes. But now it's like, you guys made your bet.
Yeah.
You might be the kids, but something. Maybe this is a tough love thing. Maybe you have to go down with Spurs. Bunch of
Yeah.
jerks. Anyways, of course we didn't sell them, or they didn't sell themselves. They got sold. But what are you gonna do now? United and Leeds to finish things off here, and no controversy at all in this. But again,
This was a
terrific net.
very surprising result to me.
It's a surprising result. I love. Well, we'll talk about it in a minute. Leeds going to Old Trafford hadn't won at that dingy old place in 45 years in the league.
Mhm.
For God's sakes, I think it's been almost 26 or 27 since they've actually just beat. It's been a long time in the
Yeah.
league play and stuff like that. I think they've in the other stuff or whatever tournament play they played them, they beat them. Now
Mhm.
Leeds come out on the front foot. They are not afraid of this United squad at all. They get one really good chance, and on the second one, Brendan Aronson's cross looks like he means to cross it over to Dom Calvert-Lewin in the box, but there's a collision there. It's going to fall to
Mhm.
Noah Okafor. He's going to complain about that. It's a goal to put Leeds ahead early, and
Yep.
it sets the stage. And for the rest, almost the entire half, like this is a Leeds football team that isn't going to back off. They're not going to sit on this.
Yeah.
They're going to try and push, 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 push. And in the 29th minute, a bunch of bad United clearances. Then everyone's just trying to hit the ball, like head the ball. No one's trying to control it. That heading thing out, and then someone will head it back in like it's friggin' volleyball and stuff like that. Anyways, eventually it's gonna fall to Okafor again, and he is gonna hammer this one off of Lemioro into the net, 2-0. Remember when everyone was so excited about that kid? Does
Yeah.
anybody ever think about him anymore?
No.
Ridiculous. Anyways, 2-0. Deservedly 2-0. Leeds definitely the better squad in the first half at least. In the second
Mhm.
half, this is where some people, mostly who wear United colors, get to cry a little bit because they dig themselves a bit of a deeper hole. Lissandro Martinez tugs on Calvert Lewin's man bun like twice. You see him
Mhm.
do it once, and then you see him hold on to it for a second. Now, all these crybabies are going, well, he didn't mean to do it, and he only just kind of grabbed it and stuff like that. Here's the rule: don't pull a man's hair.
Yeah.
Like you did it twice. You did it twice. You had one little snack, and then you did a bigger one. You did it twice. You didn't miss the shirt twice. You
Yep.
got what you wanted. You just didn't get a big of a piece, and it was in midfield. What were you doing? What did you think you were going to lose position? Don Calvert Lewin? What are you doing? It's just a brain fart. Carrick's going to go on afterwards about how it should never be a rat, and he's going to get some crybabies and United style media to back
Mhm.
him up on this thing. But it's a red card. It was a foolish and stupid thing to do. He gets sent off,
It
but
was.
but United played better after he's gone. So maybe it helped him out in a way. They're going to get a goal back from Casemiro, and it's from a absolutely fantastic cross by Bruno Fernandes.
Mhm.
Now, Carl Garlow is going to keep Leeds in this thing. He's going to make some big saves. A big save off of Cunha after he sent in, I think by Luke Shaw may have played a long ball into the box. Cunha is there to stop it, and boom, like there's Sesko in close as well with another great chance. But Leeds hold on to it. The streak is over. Daniel Farka drops to his knees when the final
Yeah.
whistle goes and stuff like that. I don't know if he just slipped. You could make up a story for how elated he was that he dropped to his ground just out of pure joy. I don't know if that's the case. But Leeds has 36 points, and they're in 15th spot. So they got a little cushion on Spurs now there. With 55 points, Man United is in third spot. This is the Premier League.
Yep.
55 points. Ridiculous.
I just find it so hysterical too that Man United cannot string wins together, enough wins for that guy to cut his hair. I just want to show everyone this dude.
Oh, did you find it?
Yeah, I did. This is according to his Twitter, 556 days of not cutting his hair.
He looks like me in high school, except with no glasses.
So yeah,
Awesome. He's the
yeah,
best.
It's crazy.
He's the
I
reason
will
you
say
want to
he
want
is-
United to lose even more. Even more.
Yeah, I will say he is trying to raise money for charities as
Good.
part of all of this. So good for him. But
Yep.
I don't want Man United to ever win 5 games in a row. I want to see how far this goes.
No, I want Cousin It. I want Cousin It
Yeah.
to be a United fan, it seems. All right, that's it.
All right. Yeah. Let's take a look at the poll. I'm going to end the poll, and we'll get the results. Looks like Arsenal 60% of the vote on who will be crowned Premier League champions.
There you
Man
go.
City 40% of the vote. So thank you to everyone who voted in the poll. We got
The poll
comments.
not legally binding, by the way, not legally
Yeah,
binding.
the poll is not legally binding. It's just people's opinions. But I really thought Man City was going to win that poll. So
There you
I
go.
kind of am glad that they didn't. So that's all the games from last week. Let's do some predictions on the games this week.
Oh my gosh! All right. Well, let me just move.
We could
back
also
this
talk
one.
briefly about how Liverpool's going to be without Hugo Ekitike for a while, it looks.
So
He went down with a non-contact ankle injury during their Champions League exit today.
is he Swiss? Is that where he's from? Is he a Swiss guy? I can't remember where Ekatike goes. Maybe France. Yeah, the big.
He's French.
There you go.
He's French.
So yeah, they have a. I don't even know if he'd be a reserve on the French squad. Now,
Yeah.
and that would be his biggest concern right now would be World Cup because what's Liverpool playing for? I guess they can still get into Europe. They fall out of it today. They lose by 2 identical 2-0 scores to PSG, who just dominated them. So it's down to see if who's been more disappointing in either Chelsea or Liverpool. And it might come down to week 38. So everybody watch and listen as I slowly circle the drain with my club here in 2026. Okay, so the week prior on our sleeper app, talking about their predictions, Ferris and I head to head. Could have used that. Match that I missed at the West Ham game against Wolves. Ferris beats me by only a 3-2 score. It was not a great week for predicting for either of us, it seems. So we're going to make it all up. We're going to make it up this week. I'm going to have a perfect week. I know it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's about time I do it. About time I do it and take control of the sleeper app predictions on our way in. And it's going to start with Brentford and Fulham. A little London derby that no one ever cares about ever in a million years. I'm picking the home squad in this one, although Brentford's never great at home.
Brentford's not great at home, but I think they'll beat Fulham.
They should be able to beat Fulham, who they just weren't clinical this week.
Yeah.
Leeds and Wolves. This has to be a Leeds win, and they can't. They has to show no mercy against the Wolves squad too. Leeds need to get their goals in here as well. They'll be looking like it'll be a disappointment if they do it by less than 3-0. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Newcastle, Bournemouth, the 2-2-2s. So Newcastle has lost their second in a row again. Coming up against the Cherries, who, as you know, played very well against a certain squad this past week. At
Yeah.
home, do they have enough to beat Bournemouth? I don't know if they do.
I
And
don't know
this
if
is
they
where
do
I.
either. I might go draw on this one.
That's what I was thinking at first. But I think Bournemouth has what it takes to beat Newcastle this week. So let's take Bournemouth. By the way, guys, this is why I get 2 right a week. Okay. Uh, Spuds, Brighton, at
Brighton.
yeah, it's at the North London sewage unit. It's going to be Brighton. I'm even going to predict it's going to be like 3-1 or 4-1. I think Brighton scores early and Spurs lose all hope, and it's going to be a
Yep.
massacre.
Yeah.
Chelsea United at the team. It's a big
Um.
match for them. I don't know how they
Yeah.
get back into this thing, but they have to win this match.
Yeah. I'm going with Chelsea.
Oh, I just shake my hand out. All right, Villa and Sunderland. This is at Villa Park. Villa just again, they aren't looking great. They started again at the start of the year. They weren't scoring. Doesn't look like they're too interested in it right now. I'm gonna pick
Mhm.
Sunderland in this one.
Um. I might go draw on that one as well.
Okay, now we get a derby. The
The
Merseyside
Merseyside
Verizon.
derby.
Everton at home. Can Everton stick a knife in the back of their hated rivals? I'm going to pick them over at Bill Dickelson Stadium to beat Liverpool.
Yeah, I'll go with
Who's,
Everton too. I mean, I have no horse in this predictions race anymore. So.
yeah, I don't even know if we talked about the Liverpool match with Salah actually scoring for them, which may be their last his last home goal for them. You never know the
It
way
might
things are.
be.
It's his
Might
last.
be.
It's his last. I think Rio also scored for Liverpool, former Chelsea academy a guy. Although he's only scored twice for them,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Isn't getting much playing time either. So it's like, well, Chelsea missed a huge talent or whatever. Yeah, it's whatever. Uh, Forest and Burnley. Forest has to clobber them.
They do. Yeah.
Which means one goal isn't going to do it. They need more. They have to keep hitting themselves in the head till they remember that. Go for the throat on this one. I'll take Forest in. But yeah, they'll need 3. And then let's skip that one for a second. Palace, West Ham,
Yeah.
huge match for West Ham at Selhurst Park. Another London derby. Uh, I could I could see Palace winning it just to throw everybody's mood into the crapper. Giving Spurs even some kind of hope. So I'm going to pick West Ham. I want to feel more positive. I want
I'm
to
gonna
feel
go
more positive about
draw.
someone's downfall. Yeah, that's probably the smartest thing. Then here we go. We got the 2 contenders. They're the championship scrap of the season. One of the biggest matches, probably the biggest match of the year, I would say by far.
Yep.
City at home to Arsenal. Huge implications for the championship here. Who do you think's going to win?
I want Arsenal to win. I
Mm-hmm.
just am not very confident that they will.
Ooh.
Not in the form they're in. Not with all the players that are missing. Um, I'll still pick Arsenal because I will always pick my team. But
I was going to pick City based on it's at home. It's a tough place to play. And really, Arsenal, like the way you think, as the guys chasing uh, the leaders, the pressure be on them, but it doesn't seem to be. It seems like the pressure is laid squarely on Arsenal, so maybe City can play a little fast and loose. We'll see. It's going to be a hell of a match. Must
at
see
least it's
TV.
not Michael Oliver refereeing it, who's paid by City's owners
Yeah,
to. referee in the UAE. So
You do get the second
we
worst option, though.
sadly get Anthony Taylor, though.
The second worst option, but not the worst option. And at least he
Not the
could be
worst
fairly
option.
stupid to both squads.
Yeah.
I'll pick City for that one. Uh, yeah, at least for you also got 10:30 in the morning. It's not
Yeah.
like it's at 8 or 6 on the Saturday, which is
Yeah. I
ridiculous.
still will not be watching it live. Do you want
So
to pick the Tuesday game too?
let's go ahead and have a look at it. Tuesday game,
It's
Brighton against my
Brighton and
Chelsea.
Chelsea.
Uh, we have to go to the coast. I'm gonna pick Chelsea. It's for you know, gosh, just makes me so mad. Yes, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
That makes me mad that I have to consider the fact that Chelsea might not be able to win against Brighton
Mhm.
midweek. It's mind blowing, but no, it has to be Chelsea. Get ready for all the boos from Mark Cucurella once again.
Oh yeah, they will never not boo him there. I'm gonna go with a draw.
Well, it could be worse. If you would have
Yeah.
said, I wouldn't have blamed you in the least. There you
I
go.
mean,
11.
Brighton has won 3 games in a row, so who knows? Chelsea's
Yeah,
lost three
maybe
games in
they
a
lose.
row.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, they've won 2 of their last 8, and one
Yeah.
was against Wolves. So there you are.
Yep.
Who's Brighton playing again? We went. Oh, they're playing Spurs. Okay. Well, they could be
Yes.
rested.
Mhm.
Terrible. All right. Very good.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you everyone for joining us. Please subscribe to the channel if you would. We just passed 400 subscribers on the channel, so we really appreciate everyone who's been subscribing. Like the video, share the video, and if you're interested in helping us keep the lights on around here, you can find the Patreon and Ko-Fi links in the description of this episode. Snark, where can people find you?
Ooh, you'll be finding me on Rewaters Councils both Thursday and Friday. It's penultimate episode week. We're nearing the ends of season 5 for Buffy, season 2 for Angel. Of course, we're having the culmination of the Glory storylines and stuff like that over on Buffy. That's live Thursdays, 5 o'clock Central Time. The strongest and best smelling of the standard time zones as you want. And then on Angel on the Fridays, yes, they're deep inside Pilot. I believe it's Through the Looking Glass is the
It
one that's
is.
coming. Is coming on Friday. That's 5 o'clock again, East or 5 o'clock Standard Central Time. I think I'm just being joined by Brendan Marr for that one, which is always a treat to talk to. But we
Yeah,
also got other
I
stuff
think you're right. Yeah.
uh, right here on Good Friends, Better Rivals. We have a little hockey to talk about, a little shinny. We'll be talking about that on Friday night, live, I believe, here at 7 Central Time. It'll be Ryan Christensen, myself, maybe somebody else. Just saying.
Should be there. Should be
Yep.
there.
Now, we're also going to say that the Stanley Cup doesn't matter, and anybody who participates in the Stanley Cup playoffs probably a bunch of jerks. The real winners are the ones that tried their best and didn't make it into the
Absolutely
Stanley Cup
not.
finals.
Absolutely not.
That's how I've been coping.
Well, that might be how you're coping, but it's not true.
Well, we'll talk about who actually did make it, maybe a couple teams that didn't. All on Friday night, give some predictions for the first round as we transition from post whistle to playoff beards here on
Hmm.
Good Friends, Better Rivals. Now, how about you, Adelia?
Well, you can find me on the post credits channel on Thursday night, 5:30 Pacific, with Shug talking about the first 2 episodes of WandaVision. You can also find me on the post credits this Friday night at 7 o'clock Pacific, which is when we debut our brand new show, The Pulse. It's entertainment news and opinions on every other week on the post credits. And then starting next Friday, the 24th, it'll be every other week on the channel you're watching right now, Good Friends, Better Rivals, with sports news and opinions. So do check that out. We'd really appreciate it. Also going to be on the watch along of the first round of the NFL draft next Thursday night. So be on the lookout for that. And we also on this channel this weekend have the Step Back on Saturday night at 5:30 Pacific. Shug and Josh will be previewing the first round of the NBA playoffs. Now, once the play-in is over, the play-in's the next 2 days. The stupid play-in they have in the NBA. Then we will get to the actual playoffs, and we'll be previewing that on the Step Back this weekend. So,
spoiler alert: Raptors over Cavs in 6. There you go. Just for you guys.
Yeah, my Nuggets have the Timberwolves in the first round, so we'll see how that goes.
They're done. No problem.
So.
Yeah. It'll be amazing if Jokic doesn't average a quadruple double against the Timberwolves. I don't know how it works.
I don't know how that would work, but I think he's come close to one before.
Jeez.
So we'll see.
Yep.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We will be back here next Tuesday at 5 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Central to talk about the week that was in the Premier League, and we'll see if I'll be ready to cry over Arsenal's result. Until next time, bye.